Today's story is going to be about Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 31. And we all know this Proverbs, this section of the Proverbs talking about a virtuous woman. It starts by asking a question in that verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The question is quite thick because it makes us to wonder, is it that it's so difficult to find a virtuous woman because she's so expensive to find, or because lots of things are happening that makes it so challenging, to find a virtuous woman? And so I'm going to tell a story that will bring this proverb home to heart. And then we can easily relate with the story. Every of the attributes recorded about this woman makes us to wonder, really, can I ever be like the proverbial virtuous woman? And I'll begin the story shortly. Now, there was a woman called Mama Remi in the small town of Abeokuta in Nigeria. She did not have much. She didn't have flashy clothes, no impressive degrees, no social media presence, but she had something. She had honor. At 4:30 a.m., Mama Remi was already up, not just to make akara by the roadside, but to kneel beside her tiny bed and pray for her children. She had 3 children. She had lost her husband unexpectedly about 8 years ago, and since then, she never remarried. Whenever anyone would ask her, Mama Remi, what is happening? She would respond, God is my husband now. And then she would carry on with her duties of taking care of her kids. People laughed at that, of course, until they saw how her children were growing. Remi was her oldest. He got a scholarship to study medicine eventually. Tolu II began designing clothes and sewing for neighbors to support the home. Even our little Dara, the youngest, could recite Bible verses and speak English better than most 10-year-olds in the area. So, to summarize, our children were progressing. But behind her small victories was Mama Remi. She was always waking before the sun, sleeping after the moon, giving all she had to build a family that would not collapse. She sold akara every morning, and in the afternoon, she taught Bible stories to the children in her street. When one of her customers, Auntie BC, lost her home to a fire, it was Mama Remi who gathered the neighborhood to raise funds while donating her entire savings of 8,000 naira to Auntie BC. This was how kind-hearted she was. One day, a stranger came to her store. He had heard of her story through his cousin in the city. He was an NGO director and had come to offer her a microloan to expand her business. She declined politely. Our God has been faithful, she said, but if you have a scholarship for girls, please give it to someone who needs it more. He stood there speechless. Mama Remi never stood on a stage, never held a microphone, and never wore a gold crown. But her works spoke loudly. At her 60th birthday, people from all walks of life gathered, pastors, politicians, teachers, street vendors, not to honor her riches, but to honor her virtue. Her children rose and called her blessed. Neighbors praised her, and a retired judge who once received help from Mama Remi when he was a poor student said, she is the kind of woman Proverbs 31 was written for. Now let's look deeply. The truth is, this is a perfect woman to the core. I mean, by all the attributes that is written in Proverbs chapter 31. But the honest truth is, we have this virtuous woman in us, in all the women, and it's just waiting to, to come out. It's just waiting to be manifested. The Proverbs 31 woman is not a fairy tale. She's not unreachable, and her attributes are not unattainable. She is that widow still feeding orphans. She is the single mother raising godly children in a world that mocks purity. She is the teacher staying after hours to help a failing student. She is that woman selling tomatoes with dignity, yet with a quiet fire in her prayers. She is that mother who has abandoned her career just to make sure that her kids are raised properly. And she's that career woman who is making sure that her home is set straight and everybody is well taken care of. She's that woman that you look in the eyes every morning, that you look in the mirror every morning, and she's that woman waiting to be manifested to the world where immorality has degraded the society. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Look at the mirror and say, many women do noble things, but I surpass them all. That's not just a verse, it's a testimony. One Mama Remy lived without ever knowing she was being washed. And so are we today. We are being washed as women. We are women because we are destiny carriers. We are destiny carvers. And we hold lives in our bosom. And we are to give life. And so today, I say to myself, and I want you to say it to yourself, many women do noble things, but I surpass them all. Have a great day today.
Thank you for joining me today on Bible Storytime. I do hope to see you again.